Hi everyone, welcome back. So guys, as part of this session, we are going to do a visual comparison available in this particular playwright. Okay, this playwright test includes the ability to produce a visual comparison screenshots using to have a screenshot. Ideally, on the first execution, Playwright will generate a reference screenshot. On the subsequent executions, it will compare the screenshot on that particular execution with the reference image that it got captured in the first execution. So what does it means here is you just need to have this line in your program. At the very first time when you execute it, this will capture the browser screenshot and store it here. And whenever you run for the second time on the browser, whatever the instance that it has, it will be comparing with the reference screenshots. So copy this particular line. So come back here, put it here, and let me try to run this particular test. Okay, let me try to run this particular test. Okay, that's fine. This test got a failed here. So here, if you look at it as per the documentation, of course, on the first execution, Playwright will generate a reference screenshot. So let's go back here and let us see in the test folder whether it is generated any reference screenshot or not. See, if you look at this particular name, my test name snapshot got a captured. Okay, my test name snapshot got a generated. If you expand it, basically, this is what the snapshot of that particular screen is. Okay, this is what the snapshot of that particular screen is. So when I run this test for the second time, it will compare it with the previously captured image. Hence, at this time, the test executed successfully. Okay, if you observe right now, this time the test executed successfully. The only reason is at the very first time it captured the screenshot. In the subsequent executions, it is reusing that existing screenshot as a reference image and it is executing the whole chunk. Perfectly all right. Okay, perfectly all right. And then if you look at this documentation, they have also given that, buddy, consider that today you captured the screenshots. Okay, you captured the screenshots today and assume that after 15 days they made some changes to that particular application UI. You need to update the existing screenshots. You no need to recreate that. You can simply use this update snapshots method so that that will be automatically updating the existing snapshots. So whatever this file is there, whatever the snapshots that it was captured earlier, I'm just updating this particular snapshots earlier. If you see, basically regenerated writing the actual one. So the snapshot got a regenerated on that particular location itself. That's what it's just showing it up. Okay, perfectly all right. And then if you look at this particular options, they have a given that. So consider that. So this is the first snapshot that it got a captured, guys. Okay, and in the runtime, if you look at this particular snapshot, it does has a username value Surendra into that particular field. At the time of execution, I'm wantedly deleting this particular value. So what it will happen, it will compare both the images, both the screenshots, and definitely it will fail. Let me try to run this particular program. As and when I executed this program, my test will fail, stating that, okay, buddy, so I'm just expecting this particular screenshot and both are not matched, hence I'm getting fail. Okay, that's what the issue that it is showing it up. Perfectly all right. Now, what I'm gonna do right now here is let me try to run this particular spec file. Okay, let me try to run this particular spec file so that the report got generated. And if you look at the report, the details are saying so 152 pixels are different. The expected is having this one, and the actual is having a different. And if you scroll down a bit, basically the details see here, this is the difference image. Okay, they are showing that here is the difference image and this is what the actual image that I was looking for. Okay, this is what the actual image and this is what the expected image I was looking for. So all these details, so it is highlighting that in this particular area I am identifying the difference. See here, the expected, actual, and as well as a side by side view. If you look at this side by side view, you will understand the difference. And there is a slider view also. If you move this slider, basically, you will understand the difference. So here at this particular position on that actual, okay, we don't have that particular name, whereas the expected does has that particular name. This is the visual comparison also the report is being generated. Perfectly all right. And if you look at the documentation, what they are saying is you do have an option to differentiate with the certain pixels. Okay, so you can just vary with certain pixels. So here to have the screenshot, maximum difference allowed is up to 100 pixels. If there is 100 different pixels, difference is there, just allow it. Okay, let me try to run this particular program, and still it is saying that 152 pixels are a differ. Okay, 152 pixels are differ. So for the safe zone, I'm just changing it as a maximum pixel difference is at 250. And now when I run this particular program this time, see this time the test executed successfully. The image comparison is successful as we are asking it to accept the difference up to 250 pixels. Perfectly all right. And if you look at this documentation, not only this difference, you can pass it along in this particular take screenshot, have a screenshot. You can also define it within your expect. So let's come back to the Playwright configuration file. Here we have an expect, and you can pass on this particular information there also. It's up to you whether you can pass on this particular difference as part of this expect or within this particular command, either the places you will be defining this particular value. So this is the way how exactly you can do a visual comparison using this Playwright. Okay, perfectly all right. See you again in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.